This is a very tough comparison. Adidas's Evo SL and Mizuno's Neo Zen. These two shoes are so close in terms of some specs, but very different in how they run. But comparing them is a very tough challenge. Both of these are 130. The closest one is this one. A6 Nova Blast 5, excellent shoe, but this I think is 135. So to get a daily trainer with premium features at 130, great. That's both of them. The drop in these shoes is also the same, 6 millimeters, whilst they start at a higher stack height, 39.5, and I want to say 38 or 38.5 over here. The drop is the same. In terms of the weight, now here is where we start seeing differences. 241 grams, I wear a 9.5 UK versus 261. So you do have in here much lighter shoe, 20 grams lighter. What I do want to talk to you about though aren't just numbers. I want to compare these shoes to inform you exactly which shoe you should buy. My name is Aubrey. I'm a very average runner, simply trying to be less average by the day, and I'm good with being me. At the time of filming this, and this is another mind-blowing thing, you have given me 19,600 subscribers. I'm about to close in on 20,000 subscribers. I never thought this would happen when I first started, honestly. Let's do this comparison. I'm gonna go from the top, working our way down. More importantly, I'm gonna tell you about how I have found actually running in these shoes, okay? Let's talk about the heel. Much better heel over here, simply because there actually is one. Now, this is your typical daily trainer. You can squeeze that. It's not going anywhere. There's a lot of structure on the back here, and that heel counter, as well as the collar, that is not present here. There's nothing there. There is some consideration. That way you do get some sort of security, a good hold at the back there, but nothing in comparison to the Evo SL. Now, if that's a big thing to you, please note that. Oh, I should also say, in terms of the heel, therefore, I do prefer the structure in the Evo SL. In terms of the tongue, I must say, I don't like the tongue on the Evo SL. Let me just put that to you bluntly. The reason why, it's not a gusseted tongue, one, it's a loose tongue. The other thing, I've always loved Adidas shoes when they have this Adizero thing on the tongue. That normally is padding, but in the Evo SL, it stops part way up the tongue, and therefore where you tie the laces, it's not as padded. Whereas in the Neo Zen, where you tie the laces, they've actually put like a rubberized texture there. You won't be able to see it from here, but there is a rubberized texture that prevents all of that lace bite. Also, it's a one-piece upper, therefore there isn't a tongue, and it doesn't get more gusseted than that. So in terms of the tongue, boom, we're over here. 1 point for the weight, another point for the heel, versus 1 point for the tongue. Let's talk about the lacing system. Now here, I'm over here. I like this. Now, the Evo SL's lacing system is pretty basic. It's there. They've got eyelets, they're holes. Those holes have been reinforced. What I do like is what Mizuno have done with this system. There is one piece that goes all across there, and they've managed to do that in a one-piece upper. That's not very easy to do, but the way they've done it, it's such a simple way. The main thing, the main reason I'm going over here in terms of the lacing system is not just the eyelets, but the actual laces. I feel like with Adidas, we could have gone with a much better lacing system, but again, it's 130 pounds. Don't expect premium things at that price. But these laces, to me, are a much better feel, much better texture, I find. These are much better laces. At that point then, the weight, boom, the heel, boom, the tongue lacing system, boom, boom. We're tied, 2-2, right? Let's talk about the uppers. Boom, over here, we're over here, we're over here. Now here is why. The Neo Zen, I ordered my normal size 9.5 UK, but that didn't serve me quite right. Because of that, bang, had to size down. This upper, if you don't get your sizing right, I was finding that there was a lot of excess material and therefore it runs a bit long, right? And that, I guess, are the intricacies or the complexities with a one-piece upper. You don't have structures to hold in place and piece the whole thing together. So my 9.5, which is what I should have had, ran a bit too long. The guys were then kind enough to send me a 9 and it runs perfectly. I didn't have any of those issues over here. This is a 9.5 UK. It fits like a 9.5 UK. And that upper is what I want to talk about. Now that is in terms of performance. In terms of breathability, I don't really think there is anything that I can put them apart. I can't go, oh, this one is 12 degrees Celsius and then this one. Now I can't do any of that. They work the same. The main thing was that the actual fit. This is true to size, this isn't. So bang over here. The other thing I like to compare shoes on in terms of the upper is aesthetics. Now, this shoe here copies the look of that Pro Evo, the Pro 4. It's starting to have that same look. And I really like it. I love this. And I wear this even outside of running. But I gotta tell you, man, I prefer the look of that. That is an excellent looking colorway, excellent looking design, and that's definitely up my street. And this is what I meant by, it's a very tough shoe to kind of make a decision to go, which one do I prefer? Anyway, let's carry on the midsole. Now in terms of the midsole, I touched on the differences in the stack height. I don't actually think it's down to 1 millimeter difference. I'm a sucker for max cushion shoes. Comfort is my #1 priority. We can start talking about propulsion, feeling the ground, return of energy afterwards. If you are after versatility, a shoe that you can do easy runs, fast runs, depending on your pace to do your race day, over here. We're over here with the Evo SL, that's gonna do that. However, if you're like me, you're not particularly fast, and therefore you prioritize cushion, the comfort in this texture here. Some people have said it's too soft. Some people have said, maybe it'd be unstable. All of that kind of stuff, which I disagree with, because I think cushioning, because of me being built the way I'm built, the kind of pace that I run, comfort and cushioning will always come first. So for me, I prefer here. So in terms of the midsole, I'm going with the Neo Zen midsole any day. Any day. Right, let's talk outsoles. Done. I'm not gonna waste your time. Here, outs, done. Now look, I pride myself when I do these comparison reviews to actually just choose one shoe. Which of these two shoes do you prefer? And that's what I'm about to do now. I've told you all the specs, the different things, you've got that information. But Aubrey, you can only have one of these shoes to run in. Which one are you going to choose? This one. The way I am built, the way I run, between these two shoes, this one. Now, it's not even anything to do with me preferring the brand, because I'm very close to Adidas. Just to show you that it's not a brand thing, this shoe, the Pro 4, is a much, much better shoe for me than this one. Mizuno's Wave Rebellion Pro, whether 1, 2, or 3. I've always preferred this one, the Pro 4. I had the Pro 2, I had the Pro 3, now I got the Pro 4. It's nothing to do with brands. These are not the shoes we're comparing. Of the two shoes, bang, done.